The idea of, like I was saying, the idea of making cities smarter is also to ensure that their livability index improves. Now, livability is the sum of factors which add up to a community's quality of life, including the built and natural environments. Then there is economic prosperity, social stability, educational opportunity, cultural, entertainment, and recreation possibilities. Now, what this entails? This entails that our cities can be smart when, among other things, they are also healthy, hygienic, and humane. And to talk more about it, we have with us today Mr. Prasanna Desai. Mr. Desai's firm, Prasanna Desai Architects, based in Pune, has been working on major urban design initiatives under Smart City Pune initiative with the Pune Municipal Corporation. Recently, Mr. Desai has also been appointed as a global mentor under Cities City Investments to Innovate, Integrate, and Sustain program. Welcome, Mr. Prasanna Desai.
So this is creating healthy, hygienic, human neighborhoods. So some we have already had two presentations which have set the ball rolling, but I'm going to take you through a journey what we have been doing for last almost 2 decades, and this is prior to what smart city really is has come in. Our smart city is come in 7 years ago. So we call it as creating healthy, hygienic, human neighborhoods, and uh, we have been talking about various names, rethinking cities, sustainable cities, resilient cities, livable cities, smart cities. So I really at times fail to understand what it is, but for me it is very simple. Smart is being healthy, and the city needs to make healthy choices for healthy citizens. This is Michael Bloomberg. Many of you know Michael Bloomberg. He was the three times mayor at New York. And when he came to Mumbai in 2015, this is what he said. And basically, these were the three major points. There is a false choice between economic development and environmental quality. It is easy to quantify economic growth, but how do you put a value to 2 more years of life? That was the first statement. The second one is yes, you need jobs, you need growth, you need a lot of things, but to say that you need them before your health is the question. I would say that if you are dying and you may look back and then say that it was not a good decision. So he's relating it to health. And the third one is very critical. If you do not focus on the environmental quality of life, you will not be able to fix the economic side. So if helping people live longer, happier lives isn't the purpose of the government, then I don't know what is. So this is Michael Bloomberg, and healthy city obviously directly has an impact on health. Walkable cities reduce blood pressure, hypertension risk. More walkable neighborhoods can reduce risk of diabetes. Brisk walking is a better method for losing weight than going to the gym. So all these studies have been there. So we are trying to put it into a nutshell because there is only 10 minutes. We say that a healthy neighborhood, if we can create and we can keep on connecting these neighborhoods, the city will become healthy. And some of the presentation just now also mentioned these kind of spaces within the cities. How do you achieve it is the biggest issue. So we call it the 3S: safety, shade, and society. So what is safety is that this is the way of our uh, people, children, everybody walks on our streets. So look at the safety, what we are at, and that is the way it is. So are we really looking at this very, very closely? And certainly, currently, where one is looking at eyes on the street. So you are hawkers. We want hawkers, but we don't want in front of our houses. I want it in front of somebody else's house, and but I want them because that is easy for me to go and buy these mirchi and limbu, etc. And this is what is at Mumbai, uh, at Mahim. So one side is the shop, other side is the hawker. So it works and functions very well. The hawker is facing inside the street and not outside onto the road. So it creates a balance between both the kind of shopping activities. And hawkers being eyes of the street, this is what a very famous image is. US, UK, China, and India. So these are the eyes on the streets in India. There is, though you can get and retrieve data from these cameras, but the act cannot be stopped. It is post the act. So I think we need to really look at streets at public spaces where there is safety. The next is the shade, whether we can get shade into the neighborhood. This is no rocket science. All this what I'm talking about is no rocket science and doesn't need big gadgetry or anything to really prove. So what is the upper image and the lower image proves itself with simple calculations of what kind of a temperatures. This is the way we treat our trees at times with literally getting the tar next to the tree so that the tree will collapse within next 2 3 years because it has no breathing. So we as architect urban designers have been always relating everything to design. So if this curve would have been at the outer edge, would have got some earth there, these trees would have been better. That was in Pune. The earlier one was in Mumbai. This one is in Coimbatore. So look at these trees, and still we keep on pouring the tar next to it. So the edges, the road is edge to edge because finally we want cars and vehicles all the time. This is in Mumbai. At least there is some kind of a soft area around the trees. Imagine if trees gave us free Wi-Fi, we would all be planting them like crazy. It is a pity that they gave us only oxygen we breathe. So this was one which we downloaded. Society. This is Gantok, a pedestrian street where people are in a social realm completely. This is Istakal Avenue in Istanbul, where you have a tram and very high-end shops on both the sides. This is the famous Manhattan Street. Just now, the first speaker showed this slide where it is converted into a pedestrian network, and then that is the kind of a realm that you have. Uh, I always say that then and now have times really changed. I personally feel the times have not changed. We keep on talking about technology and growth, and I think last 1 year has told us that what COVID has done, what society is, what connection is, what people meeting each other are. It's the only thing, and I think little mechanisms have changed. That is the kind of a life that one looks at the kids and the elders together sharing the space, and maybe a space on the street with the tree at the edge, and you have a social space for the youngsters too on the street. Having said that, we run this project called Project Dasha and Project Dasha to Disha. The Disha is demonstration of integrated, safe, habitable, affordable solutions for the neighborhoods, in which we are saying that there's no point in scribbling all the time. We have been into it for last 2 decades trying to say, let us show demonstration. So this is the Dasha of your neighborhood, and this is the Disha, which is a 4 point approach: data collection, design, discuss. Now, this is very important: discuss and then demonstrate. So, we have in a public realm, you have good street lighting, garbage, trees, walking, cycling, and public transport. Public transport, specifically buses and maybe smaller modes, not the big ones, which are very, very cost consuming, like metro and all. Handicap friendly street vendors and kattas and open spaces. If we do this, it's very simple. Property value will go up, safety will go up, health will go up, social interaction will go up, fuel pollution will go down, and fuel consumption will go down. And this will lead to creation of healthy, hygienic, and habitable neighborhoods. And 11 number bus is our pet. 11 number bus is walk and cycle, but both have to be safe cycling and safe walking. That is the prime criteria, because I will not cycle if I don't have safety. My elder son went to the school on a bicycle, but the younger one did not go on the school in the bicycle because the road was widened, the speed of the vehicles increased, and it was risky in terms of meeting with accidents. So this is a component of a street as a public space. The green is what we should have, desired one, and the red is what we are currently doing. So having said that, the guiding principles for the public realms, we have these 6 principles on which we work: universal accessibility, walkability, parking, paid parking, if possible, paid parking, which is very, very rare now and very, very lowly priced. Hawkers and vendor spaces, which are also as per the Hawkers Act passed by the Parliament, Act of Parliament. Cycle network and walking network called the 11 number bus, and a neighborhood shuttle. So if you can have shuttles within the neighborhood which will take off 1 to 2 kilometers, if somebody can just go hop on hop off rather than really taken out cars, and I can maybe pick up 2 3 kilos 4 kilos and have this hop on hop off within the neighborhood. Having said that, we've been now in a particular area called Aundin for last 10 years. So this is 2009 when we did the first experiment along with the local corporator and the citizen. And the 2014 we did another experiment, and 2016 onwards we are doing something else. So in 2010 we had this local corporator with whom we had this discussion. This was the plan which was discussed. We were onto the ground, marking on the street, have the discussions with the citizens, and we created this space straight away onto the street, reclaiming space for the people. Simple sitting with brick and stone. The contractor and the corporation engineer said that we don't have sitting as an item. He said, you have brick and plaster, na usi se bana denge. So this is brick and plaster seating. It lasted for almost 8 years to 10 years. Now it is redone because obviously it didn't last that long. It is simple plaster. So this is the way people used it. The next one was stage two, when we created a workshop called Streets for People by the People owned. And this is all pre-smart city, because this is suddenly the smart city, and we are talking about as if there is nothing happening in the, so as far as cities are concerned, for last 2 3 decades. I think things have been happening at a smaller scale, but smart city certainly has given impetus to it. So Streets for People by the People was a workshop between PVP College of Architecture, where I teach, and also the subnet, that is considering NGOs like Parisar, CE, Center for Environment and Education, Aund Vikas Mandal. And then we said that instead of one street, we will move to the larger area, that is the neighborhood. And we had discussions like this. We had discussions with senior citizens like this. We put up an exhibition on the street itself, and this exhibition was well taken by many citizens and people in our own area. And finally, we passed a resolution that the street and the neighborhood has to be walkable, safe. That is how it was, so for the people, by the people. And then came the stage three, that is the smart city mission. When we came on the smart city mission, this is just the brochure. The left hand side is the brochure which was conceived, the right hand side that we converted the brochure. We said, let us have some balance. The brochure itself does not send the right signals of a city. There could be high rises, there could be everything, but there should be something for the pedestrian and disabled and everyone. So this is how it was. And then we had these three components, all of retrofit, redevelop, and greenfield. So we uh, went into this area of Aund, where we said that we will redo the street and the neighborhood with people, policy, participation. There is a platform of Aund, the smart city, and the last one is patience. You need patience for it. So this was the key plan, and we identified 9 streets. These are the 9 streets, and the red streets that you see, the red one, which is the horizontal on top. This is one. So this was S1 to S9, and I will quickly go through this. These are the public discussion. The whole process I can't show, but large public discussions. So we believe in people participation. Before execution, the drawings were put up, and you can see the people coming in, and we had lot of deliberations on this. We got our people said good, people said bad, they had big arguments, but finally it came through. So these are the discussion with the honorable MLA. Then the project was launched on 25th June 2016, on the first anniversary of the smart city mission. We made a model of the street. It was launched by honorable prime minister. And then we had a trial run, where we had again public discussions too, and meetings there. And this we called as Aund, as healthy Aund ata aple angan. So a healthy Aund, now you are angan, your courtyard. And we had this health as habits, ecology, amenities, lifestyle, technology, heritage, and you. You is very important, that is in red. People are important. And this is the way we closed the one street, try to see that what is the response of the people for 7 days. This was the response we got from the people. But finally, when we implemented it, we did not close the whole street. This is like happy streets, 24 by 7 for 7 days. Now, have happy trees, streets, all of or Ragdari in Delhi, which is normally Sunday morning. But maybe time will come, slowly and steadily we will move to this. It is just the beginning. So wheelchair came back, and senior citizens, you can see what the atmosphere, cycles came back. Then we had public discussions three for implementation, and again we finally came to a conclusion that how to implement. And these were the 18 elements that we implemented, right from raised pedestrian crossing, medians to bus stops to signage. And I will simply show you not the process but the executed photographs. The street ambience is like this. We saved each and every tree. We created stone sitting around the tree where trees can breathe, people can walk freely. And all these front space that you see is actually taken from the front setbacks of the shopkeepers. So shopkeepers gave that space. There was a lot of persuasion with the shopkeepers to say that if you give this space, people will be able to access your shops directly, and you will have more business. So we call it the Aund Mall below the tree canopy. It's a mall which is a pedestrian space, and this is below the tree canopy. So there are some 60, 70 species and 120 trees. All were saved, and this is the way the ambience today is. This is before the after, which will give you a clearer picture. You can see the Bank of Maharashtra before, and now you can see what is there. You can look at the impress on the left hand side and re-look at what has happened now. Blackberry to Blackberry, and that is the way the ambience has changed. So all this environment. We have not reduced the width of the road. We have not reduced the width of the carriageway. We didn't do anything. We only took the frontage of the shops and created the footpath at one level so that people can walk. We used the Universal Accessibility Act so that the wheelchair goes, the tricycle goes, the pram goes there now, and also the bags. So this is the atmosphere. This is what is there, and now we are trying to complete 8 kilometers of this in this street. So the stone sitting is a simple, good old mechanism, and there was a lot of if and but over the stone sitting, but now it is all well accepted. So you can see this boundary wall in front of Siaram, and this is what now is. And this is when Honorable Kunal Kumar and Mr. Durga Shankar Mishra ji, Secretary, Smart City Mission, they all visited the site, and that's the team. And obviously, these are the workers, and these are all the engineers and architects team from our office working and trying to get this done, which is the edge of the street to best of its possibilities. Then the phase two of Aund is looks like this now. I will just run through these images. Again, same marking on the street, working drawings at time work, at times don't work. So finally, you are on the street marking on with the tape, and this is what the ambience currently is, and it is taking shape. And I must also say that this is all work done by government contractors. So I'm extremely proud. I'm extremely proud that Sarkar can do it. It is Sarkar engineers, it's the government engineers, it is PMC engineers, PMC contractor, L1 tender. So who says that Sarkar cannot do it? Sarkar can do it, and Sarkar is demonstrating. So I'm a big supporter that the government should really venture into more and more projects like this. And there are people in the system who stand up, who support you, who it is tough, it is very tough to convince at times, but one can get it created. This is the open gym which is there everywhere, but this gym is in a group. It is not a linear gym along the street, because we had a good depth. You can see, and I think this is Asia's largest Fab India on the bottom left corner. These are the junk sculptures which were put by Pune Binale Foundation. And this is what I say, that healthy, hygienic neighborhoods can only happen when we start designing beyond the boundary with people participatory approach. Unfortunately, all of us, including myself and as architects, we are within the boundary. We don't want to move outside the boundary. And outside boundary is extremely tough, very, very tough, because everybody is a client and everybody is a designer. These are PCMC streets, Pimpri Chinchwad Municipal Corporation, just to expand further that it is not only PMC neighborhood. And these are again a network of 4 streets. You can see yellow, green, red street, and blue street. And this is how these streets are emerged. You can see the finishing there. Again, Sarkar, government tender, government contractor, and government engineers. And this is no less than, look at these grating finishes, what we see in Singapore, Amsterdam, Tokyo, and London. It is here in India. So we can do it. And I am extremely happy that this opportunity came in. If this system did not support us, this would have remained on the drawing board at our office. So we really say that it is a big teamwork. These are the kind of projects that we are doing, right from the BRTS days, which BRTS is a very maligned project. We can talk about it some other time, but it is the most economical project for a city because it doesn't cost hundreds of crores or thousands of crores. And all this, we are doing the Pune bicycle plan, which is not implemented, but it is passed. We are doing the last mile connectivity for the metro in Pune for almost 6 stations, and the journey goes on. And this is my statement, which is quite old now, 10, 12, we are 15 years old, that the depth of the democracy is decided by the width of the footpath in a city. And this is our team, all young. The senior most person in my office is half my age, and these are the people who drive the office, and these are the people who keep on. They always moved on. We don't have that much of a strength, and design leads and guides all. That's what we say. You can see these illiterate people, but they are exactly walking on the footpath that we had designed, because the design is what leads it all. This is our coordinates. Anybody in the audience wants to connect with us, this is where we are. You can take a screenshot of it.